The red imported fire ant, or Sonopsis invicta, is one of nature's most fearsome cleaning forces, able to take down prey much larger than itself, stripping a carcass clean overnight. They are one of the worst invasive species to reach Australia and are the focus of an eradication program in Queensland. Commonly known for their painful bite, this ant has not only caused long-term changes and disturbances to native plants and vegetation of entire bushlands, but is also known for robbing beehives, restricting pollination, killing newborn livestock, reducing agricultural farming, and dominating margins of dams during dry seasons, proving it impossible for livestock to reach water without being seriously stung. Fire ants are adaptable feeders, preying on invertebrates, vertebrates, and plants. They destroy seeds, harvest honeydew from specialised invertebrates, and also scavenge. The red imported fire ant is seemingly perfectly evolved for invasion. Unlike most Hymenoptera, an order of insecta comprising of wasps, bees, and ants, Sonopsis invicta is able to consume or overrule entire ecosystems through their ability of having multiple queens with the alliance of the worker ants. They also possess the ability to swim, eat various food sources dependent upon area, and advance relationships within mass colonies to form supercolonies. This has allowed them to inhabit and overpopulate more than 95% of Australia's land, with the climate suitable throughout, excluding only extreme cold conditions. Its ability to live together with other inhabitants throughout various environments derives from its aggressive nature and defensive mass. Connections between each colony are formed to produce supercolonies, enabling a rapid spread involving reproduction of multiple queens at any time, throughout an abundance of underground networks or foraging tunnels. This nesting ability is especially successful for travel to other countries. These strong colonies able to stow away in human cargo ships, growing without constraint. The red imported fire ant, native to several countries including South America, Brazil, Uruguay and Argentina, has today inhabited across to China, Taiwan, the US, Japan, the Philippines and Australia, with first establishments founded in 2001 south of Brisbane. Since then, damage to infrastructures such as roads, footpaths, electrical equipment and farming establishments have cost the Australian government and industries around $1.5 billion a year. This has seen over 300 suburbs in New South Wales alone come under biosecurity lockdown mode, with necessary surveillance having to occur every month. Sonopsis invicta can be distinguished by their reddish-brown coloration, male workers generally having a black gaster. Colonies will travel only in large numbers in order to perform different functions and behaviours. During dry seasons and drought, the ants will group together to form a float on water, restricting livestock or native animals from water. Fire ants have an intense bite that can kill small animals and can cause deadly anaphylactic shock in some people. Although continual funding is necessary to the eradication progress, early detection is a vital factor contributing to suppression and containment of the ants. Workers, often between 2 to 6 millimeters in length, are polymorphic, meaning they can be differentiated as to having various forms of pedicel, or the ant's waist, consisting of 2 distinct segments. The mandible or jaw of the ant contain 4 teeth or pincers, enabling the ant to grip hold of the intruder's skin before curling around its sharp stinger to inject a dose of venom into the system. Fire ants will sting multiple times in unison. The sting is injected at the end of the gaster, inserting a toxic venom burning like fire. Their ability to rapidly reproduce has led to countless infestations across Australia, proving it essential for understanding of the adaptations of the species. The reproduction of the colony is segregated into 2 strategies. The monogene or single egg-laying queen colonies send their virgin queens and workers to mate in the air before males die and females fly 500 metres or so to drop their wings and start a new settlement. The multiple queen colonies, or polygene, contain several hundred queens, enabling rapid reproduction of up to 50 million ants per hectare. This variation is spread by what is referred to as budding, where a new queen will mate within a nest before setting up metres away. The mass production of colonies, once established, can devastate entire ecosystems around them, preventing animals from obtaining food, reducing plant vegetation and production and affecting livestock from surviving, often in competition against other native predators. They are known to radically reduce the number of given species in an area. Behavioural factors allowing the ant to invade include the way it interacts with other species in Australia. Each year, the damage caused by these ants surpasses the combined damage achieved by common worst-known pest species, including cane toads, rabbits, foxes, camels, and wild dogs. Acting as a negative biotic selection pressure towards animals including birds, reptiles, frogs, mammals, and bees by reducing plant availability and populations, as well as disrupting the natural order of pollination for bees. Reduction of biodiversity throughout Australia, including the native flora and fauna, is vital evidence listed as a massive impact upon ecosystems, proving this pest species needs to be eliminated. The National Eradication Program was implemented in 2001 after the invasive pest species was found at Port of Brisbane. Since then, the usage of repeated treatment within specific infested areas using baits have been implemented. The incorporation of using insecticides containing insect growth inhibitors, causing the queens to be infertile, or metabolic inhibitors repelling them away from such areas, has had a massive impact on the reduction of the species. The use of this insecticide, together with surveillance of up to 5 kilometre radius around the nest, followed by 6 rounds of treatment over 2 years, saw the confirmation of eradication where the red imported fire ant workers had been found within targeted areas. Aggression in numbers has enabled these notorious ants to adapt to form multi-polygenic supercolonies, working together to develop hundreds of interconnected nests. With the main sense being touch and smell, even the slightest disturbance of the mounds result in the releasing of alarm pheromones, a chemical signal released by the workers raising the entire mound into behavioural defence within seconds. Australia's response to Synopsis invicta in identification, research and management actions are necessary to ensure the long-term survival of native species and ecological communities affected by the red imported fire ant. Without the continual efforts made by the Invasive Species Council, we could see more and more ecosystems and environments destroyed, without the hope of return.